Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another video where I let the TBR jar choose my TBR for the month. My jar is kind of busted. My gems are like falling off and whatever, but for May I want to pull 5 prompts. I feel like anything more than 5 prompts I will get overwhelmed and won't touch a single book on my TBR, so I'm gonna stick to 5. Hopefully I get some good options. As you can see, my cart is very full, but I have 3 big ones up here that I'm really hoping I get. If not, I will probably be reading them anyways. I don't even think I did a TBR for April, so I haven't done this since March, I think, so this should be fun. Okay. The first prompt I got is start a new series. This one is like perfect timing actually, because I'm finishing my video where I'm continuing series that I'm in the middle of, and I feel like now I'm able to like start a new series after continuing a couple of series that I was in the middle of, so I feel a little more free to start a new series. So let me pick out a couple of options that I have, some first books in the series that I have, and then we'll decide from there. I'm not really in a fantasy sci-fi mood right now though, that's the only thing. No, I just said that I'm not in a fantasy mood or like sci-fi mood or anything, but I do have the first book to the Mortal series, and I have been really wanting to read the series for so long, honestly since I was like a teenager. I've heard about this book since I was a teenager, and it looks so good. It looks so well made too. I love when a book is just so thought out. Like, that's not just a map. Okay, I really want to read this. I actually have no idea what this series is about though. I just know that it's obviously fantasy. Also, the sides are so cool. I think it like continues the picture or whatever, but this, I think I'm gonna go with this for starting a new series, even though I have no idea what it's about. And I said I'm not in a fantasy mood, but I think I want to start this one. So there's our first book, and then second prompt, I have to like drop them out. Second prompt is hubby cheeses. So I'm gonna pick out a couple of options, and then I'm gonna text my husband to see which one he thinks I should read. Should I just have him pick all, like, between all 3 of my new releases? That's kind of mean, because like he better choose right, but like there's also no right answer here. I think I'm gonna send him a picture of all 3 of my new releases, because these are like 3 that I really want to read, and then I'm gonna have him choose between the 3 of these. So 1 second. Picture is still sending, but I just sent him a picture of the 3 books options and then asked him to choose one of them for my May TBR. Hopefully he chooses the one that I really want to read. For some reason I feel like he might. Hopefully. I don't know. Let's wait until he responds, and then I will come back to that prompt. So moving on to prompt number 3. 5-star prediction. I have so many books that I feel like are going to be a 5-star read, and when I have a book that I feel like is going to be a 5-star read, I typically put it off for a long time, or I read it right away. I don't know if this has been on my TBR before and I didn't read it, or if I just really haven't picked this book up, but I've heard so many good things about this book. I believe it's like magical realism, where like her aunt left her this apartment, but somebody else like from 7 years ago is like living in it in like a different timeline, and somehow she's able to like jump the timeline or something. So that's all I really know about it, but I've been wanting to read this one for so long, and everybody who reads this gives it such good reviews, so I think I'm gonna go with the 7-year slip for a 5-star prediction. And moving on to our 4th prompt, a genre I don't normally read. So that's gonna be like more lit fic or mystery thriller. I think I do have a Frida McFadden book on here actually. But then I also have a lot of like lit fics that I've been wanting to get to, or like memoir type books, or nonfiction even. So I have like Cleopatra and Frankenstein. My TBR for is such a mess. Please don't laugh at me. I also have The Inmate by Frida McFadden. I don't typically read mystery thriller, and I don't typically read nonfiction or lit fic or whatever this is. So these are like my 2 options for a genre I don't normally read. This one I feel like I've tried to read before, and I just feel like I'm gonna have to be in the right headspace for it. But also, I feel like that headspace is low-key springtime. So maybe I will go with that one for genre I don't read often. It's just like a literary fiction about like love and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna go with that one for a genre I don't normally read, because I'm not really in the mood for a Freedom McFadden book, although they are fast reads. I just am not leaning towards it right now. So let's go ahead and move on to our final prompt. And then he did text me back. So once I'm done with this prompt, I will go back and see what he chose out of those 3 books that I sent him. So for our last prompt, would it be too heavy if I did a Kristen Hanna book on top of like the 4 books that I've already chose? Her books are kind of heavy. Let me see if any of her books are even numbers because I'm kind of wanting to read one of her books again. Okay, that one is an odd number of pages. That one is also an odd number of pages. And The Four Winds is an even number of pages. It's 450. So I think I'm gonna go with The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I've really been wanting to pick up another Kristen Hanna book ever since I read The Nightingale. I just love her writing. I have no idea what this one's about either. I know one of her books are about like 2 sisters. I'm not too sure, but either way, I want to read like her entire collection of books. So I'm gonna choose The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna for an even number of pages. And then just to show you, the 3 options I sent him was Wild and Wrangled, The Conditions of Will, and then The Great Big Beautiful Life. Those are my 3 like most highly anticipated reads of the entire year. So let's see which one he said. So I sent him the picture and I asked him to choose. Yes, he chose the one that I really wanted to read. So that's really exciting. The one that I was super excited to read is The Conditions of Will. I absolutely love Jessa Hastings' writing. I'm the biggest fan of Magnolia Parks. I don't know if you can see them up on my shelf. They have like their own shelf. Love her writing style and everything. And the cover is gorgeous. The back is gorgeous. I love the page style and everything. So again, no idea what this one is about. I believe it's like her and her brother are like falling for the same guy or something, but she always does like the rich person London drama so well. So I'm just so excited to get back into her writing. Although I do need the next Daisy Hates book. Like, where's that at? Because I believe Magnolia Parks is finished, but I really just want to like finish up with Daisy Hates and everything. Although I'm not complaining. Like, I am so stoked that I have another book by this author. So my camera just died, so real quick, let's go over my May TBR. So for the first prompt, I had start of a new series. I chose City of Bones, which is the first book of the Mortal series. And then the 7-year slip was for a 5-star prediction. This one I'm so excited for. I believe it has lots of magical realism in it, which I could really use right now. I've been reading a lot of fantasy and a lot of like straight romance, so a little magical realism romance is gonna be amazing. I think I feel like this one's gonna be like rom-com vibes, especially because I believe it's set in New York, so I love a good New York rom-com. And then for a genre I don't normally read, we chose Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I've tried picking that book up a couple of times, but I think the weather is just perfect for it right now, so hopefully I get to that one in May. And then for a book with an even number of pages, I chose The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna last year and I absolutely fell in love with her writing. I am not one who like reaches for historical fiction a lot, so she just knows what she's doing with historical fiction, and I'm excited to read more of her books. This one is set in Texas of 1921, right after the Great War, so I feel like I'm gonna love this one. I love her writing so much. Like, there's just something about her writing. And then the book that I am most excited for is the one that my husband chose, and it is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. This one was actually like a surprise release for me, and I literally ran and got it on release day, but it's just been sitting on my shelf and I haven't read it yet because I'm in the middle of so many other books right now that I just want to give this book so much attention when I do read it. Like, I wanted to have my full undivided attention, so I'm so excited for this one. So hopefully I am able to complete my TBR this month because this is such a good lineup. I have such a good mix of romance, fiction, fantasy. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!